and all, and maybe Disney made it up, because the story was that this kid died in the house where we shot the movie. Oh, yeah. This little boy. Yeah. Well, we shot on a sound stage.
Welcome to Who Died US. Today, we bring you the latest from across the nation as we reveal the stories of those who have passed. Stay with us as we share their impactful lives and legacies. Before we start, show your support by subscribing and sharing this tribute. Your engagement helps us honor their memories. Let's begin.
Donald Aslett was a man who could turn dirt into opportunity. A pioneer of clean who revolutionized how America thought about housekeeping and cleaning services. Aslett passed away on August 21, 2024 at the age of 89, leaving behind a legacy of innovation and a passion for making the world a tidier place. Born in Idaho, Aslett co-founded Varsity House Cleaning Company in 1957 while still a college student. It started as a way to pay tuition, but soon grew into Varsity Facility Services, a massive company operating across the United States and Canada. Aslett was not just an entrepreneur. He was an expert in the field of cleaning, writing 40 books on the subjects. His philosophy was simple: reduce clutter, use the right tools, and even create a self-cleaning house. In 2011, Aslett opened the Museum of Clean in Pocatello, Idaho, a 6-story haven dedicated to his lifelong mission. It wasn't just a museum about cleaning. It was a tribute to living a life free from clutter and excess. Aslett believed that cleaning wasn't just about dirt. It was about mental health and well-being. He always said that eliminating junk made people feel better and led to a healthier, happier life. From his work in the cleaning industry to his environmental efforts, Aslett's influence reached far and wide. He even designed his homes to be low maintenance and eco-friendly, earning recognition for his dedication to sustainability. Donald Aslett's life work was about more than just keeping things spotless. It was about helping people create better lives through cleanliness. Ken Miller was the kind of coach whose presence could change the entire mood of a room. Known for his wisdom and warmth, Miller passed away on August 21, 2024, after a brief battle with cancer. He was 82. Miller's career took him from his beginnings in Oregon to becoming a celebrated figure in Canadian football. Hired as Saskatchewan's offensive coordinator in 2007, he helped secure the Rough Riders' 3rd Grey Cup. A year later, at 66 years old, he took over as head coach and led the team to 2 more Grey Cup appearances, though both ended in heartbreak. Despite the losses, Miller's leadership and grace never wavered. His handling of the infamous 13th man game in 2009 earned him respect across the league. He stepped down after the 2010 season but returned briefly in 2011 before retiring for good. His name was forever cemented in Rider Nation's history with his induction into the Plaza of Honor in 2022. Bill Pascrell's voice was one of passion and dedication, a true fighter for the people he served. On August 21, 2024, he passed away at the age of 87 after battling a respiratory illness. His family shared the news on social media, describing his final days as filled with determination to return to the work he loved in Congress. Pascrell had represented his New Jersey district since 1997, a career that spanned decades of public service. Before entering the House, he served as mayor of Paterson and as a state lawmaker. He was known for his relentless efforts, including his leadership on the House Ways and Means Committee, where he fought to access Donald Trump's tax returns during the former president's time in office. A former teacher and professor, Pascrell's life was devoted to helping others. His district will now look to new leadership as county party leaders select a nominee before the August 29 deadline. Attles was more than a player. He was a force of nature on the basketball court, known as the Destroyer for his fierce grit and intensity. On August 20, 2024, Attles passed away at his home in Oakland at the age of 87, leaving behind a legacy etched in the history of the Golden State Warriors. Drafted by the Philadelphia Warriors in 1960, Attles had an unbreakable bond with the franchise for over 6 decades. From his days as a tough defensive guard to leading the Warriors to an NBA championship as their coach in 1975, his impact was undeniable. Attles wasn't the tallest or the flashiest, but his heart was unmatched. He fiercely protected teammates like Wilt Chamberlain and commanded respect from opponents. Though never an all-star, His number 16 was retired by the Warriors in honor of his contributions to the team's history and his relentless spirit. Alice Green was the voice that never faltered. Known for speaking with a loud, clear tone, her words carried weight wherever she went. On August 20th, 2024, that voice was silenced when Green, the founder of the Center for Law and Justice and a relentless civil rights advocate, died at St. Peter's Hospital. She was 84. Green's final hours came after a sudden cardiac arrest. She had been recovering from a bout of COVID-19 just days before. Her husband, Charles Tuhy, was by her side at the hospital but had briefly left to retrieve his hearing aid. By the time he returned, it was too late. Green's last words to him carried her signature wit and humor, promising him she wouldn't have to yell anymore for him to understand her. Green's story began in South Carolina, where she was raised by parents who had escaped the Jim Crow South. Her great-grandmother had been born enslaved, and her family's history of struggle and resilience shaped her deeply. In her teenage years, Green confronted the bitter realities of racism head-on. Once fired for standing up against segregation, she became emboldened in her fight for justice. From her work as an educator in Albany to founding the Center for Law and Justice in 1985, Green's legacy stretched across decades. She earned 3 master's degrees and a doctorate and wrote extensively on civil rights issues. Green's memoir, Outsider, was published in 2023, offering a window into her experience growing up Black in the Adirondacks. A true champion for equality, Alice Green left a mark on the world, one that will echo through generations. Maria Branyas Morera always said she wasn't just old, she was wise. Born in 1907 in San Francisco, just 4 years after the Wright brothers first took flight, Maria lived through more than a century of history. On August 19, 2024, she passed away peacefully in her sleep at a nursing home in Catalonia, Spain. She was 117 years old. Maria's life began in the US, but her family returned to Spain when she was only 8. They arrived in Barcelona during World War I, setting the stage for a life that would witness some of the most turbulent times in history. From the Spanish Civil War to World War II, Maria lived through it all with resilience and grace. Her secret to longevity, she said, was a life filled with order, tranquility, emotional stability, and positivity. In January 2023, Maria became the world's oldest living person after the death of 118-year-old French nun Sister André. Though she claimed good genetics played a role in her long life, Maria believed in staying connected to family and friends while avoiding toxic influences. She even survived a bout with COVID-19 in 2020, proving her enduring strength. Until her final days, Maria stayed sharp, communicating with thousands of followers through social media with help from her daughter. Her bio on X boldly stated that while she was old, she wasn't an idiot. As death approached, Maria expressed her peace with the end. She said she wanted to face it smiling and free. Ruth Johnson Colvin believed in the power of words, and she dedicated her life to spreading that power far and wide. On Sunday, August 18, 2024, Colvin passed away at the age of 107, leaving behind a legacy of global literacy that changed millions of lives. In the early 1960s, Colvin saw a problem in her Syracuse community. Too many people were struggling with reading. With no teaching experience, she opened a classroom in her basement and recruited local volunteers to help her teach basic literacy skills. That small effort grew into Literacy Volunteers of America. Her work didn't stop there. Over the next 6 decades, Colvin expanded her reach across the world, teaching people to read and write. In 2006, she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her incredible impact. Even at 104, she continued to advocate for literacy, saying her secret to a long life was simply living a balanced one. Phil Donahue was the man who redefined daytime television. On August 18, 2024, he passed away at his home surrounded by family. He was 88. Donahue's long illness had kept him out of the spotlight in recent years, but his legacy was firmly etched in the history of TV. Born in Cleveland in 1935, Donahue began his media journey in the late 1950s, working in radio and television. It wasn't until 1967 that he launched The Phil Donahue Show, which would change the face of daytime talk forever. At first, the show was a simple interview format, but in 1974, everything shifted. Donahue began involving the studio audience, letting them ask questions and share their thoughts. It was revolutionary for its time and set the stage for the interactive talk shows we know today. Donahue hosted more than 6,000 episodes over nearly 3 decades, interviewing legends like Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Ali, and Elton John. He was praised for his ability to tackle serious issues in a thoughtful way, particularly those that resonated with women. Oprah Winfrey once said that without Phil Donahue, there would be no Oprah Winfrey Show. Donahue's influence went far beyond entertainment. Earlier this year, President Joe Biden awarded him the Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the U.S., recognizing his contributions to society and culture. Landon "Lanny" Jones Jr. was a man who made everyone feel seen and heard despite his own challenges with hearing loss. Known for his boundless energy and generous spirit, he was a connector in every sense of the word. On August 17, Lanny passed away, leaving behind a legacy as a beloved writer, editor, and mentor. Born in 1943 in Rome, Georgia, he rose to prominence as the managing editor of Money and People magazines during the golden era of journalism. His influence shaped not just publications, but also the careers of countless writers. Lanny's love for the American West led him to Montana, where he and his wife Sarah spent many summers welcoming family and friends. His life was a rich tapestry of storytelling, friendship, and family. Lanny's 3 children, 6 grandchildren, and his wife of 54 years were always his greatest pride. He will be deeply missed by all who knew him.
Is Tom Selleck still going strong, or has Hollywood lost another legend? This is the question haunting fans as rumors of the actor's death swirl across social media. But before we dive into that, let's take a look at the incredible journey of this iconic Hollywood star whose career has spanned more than 50 years. Born on January 29, 1945, Tom Selleck became a household name known for his rugged charm and signature mustache. In the 1970s, Selleck made his entrance into the world of acting, taking on small roles in TV shows and movies. His good looks and talent didn't go unnoticed, but his real break came in 1980. When he landed the lead role in Magnum P.I. With its massive success, Selleck became one of the most recognizable stars on television, cementing his status as a Hollywood leading man. But Selleck wasn't content with just acting. He took on directing and co-producing roles for projects such as Magnum P.I., the Jesse Stone movies The Closer, and Crossfire Trail, proving that his talents went far beyond just performing. He carved out a unique space for himself in the industry as a multi-talented star. Yet, like many in Hollywood, Selleck faced his share of challenges. As the 90s approached, roles began to dry up, and many wondered if the actor had seen his best days. Despite this, he never gave up, and by the late 90s, he bounced back in a big way, starring in the hit comedy 3 Men and a Baby, proving to the world that Tom Selleck still had plenty left to give. His career reignited. Selleck starred in more successful films like Mr. Baseball and In and Out, before landing his most iconic role in years at the age of 65. In 2010, Selleck took on the role of Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods, a TV series that became a major hit and lasted over 13 seasons, bringing him back into the spotlight. But just as fans were celebrating his resurgence, shocking rumors began to surface on social media, claiming the beloved actor had passed away. Speculation spread like wildfire. Did Hollywood truly lose its redefiner? Was Tom Selleck really gone? Fans held their breath, anxiously awaiting the truth. After what felt like an eternity, it was finally revealed the news was fake. Tom Selleck, at 78, is still very much alive and well.